The knowledge of the flood pervades Mexico, Central and South America, just as it does in the US and Canada. Almost every people group of whom we have real ethnographic data has a memory of the Great Flood. We have found over 170 such traditions of the flood from Mexico to South America. Make no mistake, these traditions do not speak of a local flood or some generic flood story. They match the Noahic flood account on several specific details. There can be no doubt that they are referring to the flood of Noah described in Genesis. This expansive array of flood traditions, documented in my book Echoes of Ararat, is exactly what we would expect to find if the biblical account is true. This unequivocal body of evidence demands an explanation. It will be found that the only explanation that will do it justice is the truth of the Genesis record in light of the sheer volume of these tribal traditions, their antiquity, and the specific details with which they match the Genesis account. Mexico flood legends. The great civilizations of Mexico all knew about the flood. The Toltecs had historical paintings and traditions that told of an ancient flood, which they said occurred 16 years after the creation of the world. This is within 100 years of the biblical time frame. Only a few escaped the flood, floating inside a Topopetlicali, an enclosed vessel. After the flood, they said that men multiplied and made a very high Zakuali, which means the highest tower, at which they sought to find shelter when the second world would be destroyed. In time, the languages were changed and, not understanding each other, the people went to different parts of the world. They said they arrived in Mexico 520 years after the flood had passed, which are 5 ages. The Aztecs to have ancient paintings that depict the flood, showing one couple safely floating inside a hollow tree as the world was destroyed by water. In another ancient pictorial manuscript from Mexico, Codex Vaticanus 3733, we find the depiction of a woman talking to a serpent and 2 children behind the serpent, contending with each other. The similarity of this painting to Genesis is obvious, and it is confirmed by the literature and traditions from Mexico. As Humboldt explains, the woman is Cihuacohuitl, the woman of our flesh, and the serpent woman. She is considered the mother of the human race, and she is always represented with a great serpent. She is considered the mother of 2 twin children. She is also considered to have fallen from her first state of happiness and innocence. How great are these parallels with Genesis! Then the dove came to him in the evening, and behold, a freshly plucked olive leaf was in her mouth. And Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. Genesis 8:11, ancient pre-colonial paintings representing the flood were also found among the Mixtecs, Tlaxcaltecs, Zapotecs, and Michoacans. As Humboldt reported, the Michoacans told the first Spanish colonizers.